Ashika, would you like to introduce Mr. Nityanand Singh?
Yes, sir. Shall I start?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Vidya Vijay Foundation. This session aims to enlighten us all on registration of designs under Designs Act. It takes immense pleasure for me to call Dr. Nityanand Singh, partner and founder, Nux Legal Advocates and Solicitors. This session will be taken up by Mr. Singh, who is a member of Honorable Supreme Court of India and fellow member of Institute of Company Secretary of India. He has secured doctorate in law. Mr. Singh is an advocate by profession and practicing at Honorable Supreme Court of India. He has extensive experience of more than 20 years in litigations. Mr. Singh is a partner and founder of an international law firm, namely Nux Legal Advocates and Solicitors. Nux and Legal has been operating as a cooperative law firm in retail concept and currently handling litigation matters in more than 500 districts in India and abroad. Mr. Singh is also running an NGO with the name and style Vidya Vijay Foundation and serving the poor and needy people for upliftment of their education, social and living standard. The name Vidya and Vijay came from the name of the parents of Mr. Singh. The first word is the name of his mother, Mrs. Vidyadhari Devi, and father, Dr. Vijay Narayan Singh. Mr. Singh is a visiting faculty of IIM, ICI, and business schools in India. Mr. Singh is also socially and politically active and contested the election of Legislative Assembly at Delhi twice. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Nityanand Singh to proceed with the session and embark all of us upon this topic with his knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you, Miss Jessica, for your wonderful introductions. First of all, good morning, namaskar, सभी साथियों को प्रणाम. Friends, today we have a session on registration of design. How to register a design. First of all, you have to know what is the design. Then we will present a PPT. First of all, we will cover half an hour the theoretical portions, and then after half an hour with the practical portions, how to register a design, what are the forms are required to be filed, and what are the necessary ingredients you have to file, what are the documents you have to prepare, and what are the documents you have to upload it, and how it will be examined, and after examinations, how the objections will come, and how we will remove the objections, and how it will be registered, and after the registration, how it will be advertised. These all are the processes we are going to cover within 1 hour, and whatever the time allowed, certainly we'll try to cover how to register a design. First of all, we have to know what is the design is. Yes, friends. What is design? This is a very important issue. First of all, you have to understand what is the design. Then you will come how it can be registered. First of all, you have to know what is the design and what can be registered. Design is defined under Section 2 of the Design Act 2000, means only the features of the shape, configurations, pattern, ornament, or composition of lines or colors applied to any article, whether in two-dimensional or three-dimensional or both forms, by any industrial process or means, whether manual, mechanical, chemical, separate or combined, which in a finished article appeal to and are judged solely by the eye, but does not include any mode or principle of the constructions or anything which is substance a mere mechanical device, and does not include any trademark or proprietary mark as defined in Section 479 of the Indian Penal Code, or artistic work as defined in the Clause C of Section 2 of the Copyright Act 1957. So this is the design. Means there should be some structure, and that structure has to be different from the common structures. Therefore, this is the definition of the design under Section 2D of the Design Act. Reciprocatory applications. There are two types of the applications you have to file. One's in the ordinary applications, and another application is conventional applications. Reciprocatory, what do we mean? First of all, you have to understand what is the reciprocatory applications. Reciprocatory means an application in India under Section 44 of the Design Act means a person who has applied for protection of a design in any of the convention countries or a group of countries or countries which are members of the intergovernmental organizations may file an application for the registration of the same design in India within 6 months from the date of the priority. Such applications are called reciprocatory applications. Means, suppose if you are filing an application of the design in London or UK, and that application you want to also file in India, then you have to file that application in India within 6 months from the date of the filing of that application in London. So there are the certain convention countries in which India has their treaties. On those countries, once you are filing an application in those countries, then you can also file in those applications within the India, but it has to be filed within 6 months from the date of the filing of that particular application in that particular country. Therefore, the 6 months period is very important. Once the 6 months period is over, you cannot claim more priority. Once you want to claim a priority that yes, this application has been filed outside of India, but not in India, but I have the priority. Suppose, like I taken an example, one design is registered in India, and the same design is registered in outside of India, and you are claiming that I am the prior user of that particular type of the design, then you have to file that property right within 6 months from that particular day when you have filed in outside India. Then your claim will be maintainable, otherwise your claim will not be maintainable. Filing of design applications. Properly, how to file applications? What are the necessary requirements while filing these applications? Properly filled up applications form and appropriately prepared representation are crucial for the efficient prosecution of the design applications. Once you are filing an applications, then you have to be very carefully mention name, address, your design, and also a representation sheet you have to prepare very carefully. It is observed that 90% of the applications are objected on formality issues. Very few applications are objected on substantive issues, such as novelty and originality. There are the substantive issues are the novelty, where your design should be new, and there should be the disclaimer that yes, it is original in nature. This is not copy from any other designs. Extension are sought by the agents or legal representatives for filing the reply of the such formal objections, which results in a further delay of 4 to 5 months. Once there is an objections, then the design controller of design will raise, examiner of design will raise an objection, says this is an objections and you have to remove these objections, and then he will send all the communication to you. Then you will again correct it and then file with the examiner. Design in the patent office is committed to register properly filled up applications which complies with the substantive criteria of registration in 1 month from the date of the filing, from April 2011 or so. Whatever the date, on that particular day, once you will file an applications, then the controller of design and patent will register your applications within 1 month, normal time. Once there is an objections, then they will raise an objections, and then again you will move an objections, file your reply, and if it is objected and it is not satisfied, the learned examiner is not satisfied by your objection, it means reply, then it fixed for the hearing, and you have to appear before the hearing and you have to satisfy to the examiner. Then it can be proceed further. Types of the applications. There are only 2 types of the applications. One application is the ordinary applications, means there is no proprietary right. An ordinary application doesn't claim priority. We have already discussed what is the reciprocatory applications, and the reciprocatory applications claims priority of an application filed previously in a convention country. Such an application shall be filed in India within 6 months from the date of the filing in convention country. This period of the 6 months is not extendable. This is the very clear, law is very clear. Thus, this period of 6 months is not extendable in any way. So you have to be very cautious. If you are claiming your proprietary right, then you have to file your applications within 6 months from the date of the filing of that application in that particular country. Applicant. Who can be applicant? Who can file an application? A person claiming to be the proprietor of any new or original design may apply for registration. there should be some new design. Means for a person claiming to be a proprietor of the any new or original design. Means there should be some new and original design. You should not copy it. May apply for the registration. A proprietor may be from India or from a convention country. Maybe it may be from India or maybe from the convention country. A proprietor may be an author of the design, a person who has acquired the designs, a person for whom the design has been developed by author, a person on whom design has developed. Hello. These type of the persons who can file an application for registration of design under Design Act. Substitution of the applicant or joint claiming means one design applications can be filed by more than one person. How it can be filed? Name of the applicant can be substituted or joint claim can be made for an applied design if the following requirements are met. Means once you want to substitute the name, suppose if it is applied in the name of Dr. Nityanand Singh, then and another person wants that my name also be added in that particular design, then another person may also join. But you have to, there are the certain formality you have to comply with. Once you comply those formality, then your name also may be added. Or once you are filing an applications, then you can file an applications in the joint name. If it is clear to all of you, then kindly type in the chat box yes. Thank you. Substitutions of the applications are joint claiming. Name of the applicant can be substituted or a joint claim can be made for an applied design if the following requirements are met. The claim for the substitution is made before the design has been registered, and right of the claimant shall be created only by an assignment. There are how the right of that particular design can be created in the another party, another persons. It may be assignment, it may be agreement in writing made by the applicant or one of the applicants, or operations of the law. Operations of the law means if any court pass an order that yes, this design has to be transferred to this persons, then it can be done. The design under consideration shall be identified in the assignment or agreement specifically by reference to the number of the applications for registrations. Whatever you are transferring or assigning, the design number has to be specifically mentioned. The right of the claimant in the respect of the design have been finally established by the court. A request for the substitution of the applicant shall be filed in the Form 2. Once there will be some substitutions, then you have to file Form 2 along with the required fee. If the above said requirements are fulfilled and the controller is satisfied that upon registration of the design, the claimant would be entitled to any interest in the design, the controller may direct that the application shall proceed. The name of the claimants, in the name of the claimants and applicant or the other joint applicants as the case may be. However, in case of joint applications, the controller shall not pass such directions without the consent of the other joint applicant. Means once the director is controller of the design or patent is passing any order, that order cannot be passed without in consultation with the other persons who is already a owner of that particular design. In case there is a dispute between the joint applicant, if there is a dispute between the joint applicants as to the whether or in what manner the application should be proceeded with, an application may be made by any of the party. If there is a dispute between the two parties, then there's the dispute between the joint application to whether in what manner application should be proceeded with, the application may be made by any of the party. If there is a dispute between the parties, then any party may make an application to the controller of design. Yes, there is a dispute and you should not proceed like this. The controller may give such directions as he thinks fit for enabling the application to proceed in the name of one or more of the parties alone, or regulating the manner in which it should be proceeded with, or for those purposes as the case may be. However, the controller shall not pass any such directions without giving an opportunity to be heard to all the concerned persons. If there is any discrepancy, there is a dispute between the parties, then all the parties should be heard, and it is a duty, controller is duty bound to communicate properly to the other person that yes, there is a dispute. Once there is a dispute arises between the parties, then the one party may claim to the controller, then the controller will send a notice that yes, there is a dispute and this is the dispute and whatever you have to come and answer, and without hearing the other party, the controller cannot pass an order. Filing of applications. An application petition for registration of the design, extension of the copyright, cancellation of registration, and rectification of register may be filed at any of the 4 patents where you can file an application. There are the 4 offices in India where you can file an applications: Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, and Kolkata. Once you are filing an application at Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai, then all those applications is compulsory to be transmitted to the office at Kolkata, because Kolkata is the only head office who is dealing with the such situations. And we can, if it is you are filing through physical mode, there are the 2 modes available now. You can file through physical modes. You can also file through e-filing systems. Once you are filing through e-filing system, then there is no question of the transferring and order. But once you are filing through physical mode, once you are in Delhi or Mumbai or Chennai, then you can file the applications at that particular office of the patent office at that particular city. Means there is a patent office in Delhi, patent office in Mumbai, and patent office in Chennai. Then you can file at that particular place, but Chennai, Mumbai, and Delhi office has to transmit those applications to the Kolkata. Otherwise, you can directly send that application to the Kolkata. Means the Kolkata is the only place in all over India which deal with the design applications. No any other place or no any other office are dealing with the applications of the design except Kolkata. E-filing facility of the filing of the design applications and all the subsequent documents are available. Means if you want to file through physical, you can file through physical. If you want to through filing e-filing, you can file through e-filing. Once you are filing the e-filing, then there is no question of transmission at all. It will automatically go to that particular office only. Application form. Once you are filing the applications form, then the applications shall be filled in the form 1. Form 1, I will show how to file the form 1 and all those details. What are the details are required? I will show through the practical, in the practical aspect. But I am trying to cover within half an hour in the theoretical portions. Applications shall be filled in the form 1 along with the prescribed fee, stating the full name, address, nationality, name of the article, class. There are the certain class in the design classifications. Means class 1 to 31 is the total class in which your product or your design may be covered on that particular class 1 to class 31, and whatever is not covered in class 1 to 31, that will be covered under class 99. So number and all those forms will be name, address, nationality, name of article, class, number, and address for service in India. The one thing I would like also to clear, then once you are residing in outside of India, then even then you have to give the service in all those communications from the office of the controller of patent and design. Your address has to be in India. Means if you are not personally residing in India, then you can give an address of your agent or your advocate or any other person who is living in India, so that properly communication can be made. Once you are outside of India, there is no such provision that controller of patent and design will serve to the outside of India. So you have to be very cautious about in this respect also. Foreign applications also required to give an address for service in India, which could be the address of their agent in India. In case of the foreign applicants, it is mandatory to give an address for the service in India. It is mandatory. No options. It is mandatory. You have to. Unless such an address is given, the office shall not proceed with the applications. Once you are not giving the address in India, then it will not be processed. Your application will not be processed and it will be under objections. The class to which the article belongs shall be mentioned correctly in Form 1 under the Design Rules 2012. Now there is amended Design Rules 2021. Articles have been classified in the 3rd schedule based on the classification. Whatever the articles you may be, it is classified under 3rd schedule of the Designs Rule 2001. It may be noted that the registering a design in more than one class, a separate application is required to be filled for each class. Once you are filing an applications in separate class for the separate design, then you have to file a separate applications in each class. The application shall be signed either by the applicant or by his authorized agent, legal representative in India. Only a registered patent agent or legal practitioner can be appointed as authorized agent. How you can be authorized agent? Certainly, I will show through the practical examples. In case the applicant has already registered a design in any other class or articles, the fact of the such registration along with the registration number shall be mentioned in. If you are already registered in any other class, in case the applicant has already registered a design in any other class or articles, the fact of such registrations along with the registration number shall be mentioned in the Form 1. Once you are already, your design is already registered in any other class, then you have to clearly mention in the Form 1 that yes, you are already a registered design in that particular classes. Once you are not mentioning this, then there may be some problem and objections may be raised. Representation of the design and power of attorney. This is the very important part of that particular design, Form 1, and representation of design. Power of attorney. Power of attorney is, first of all, we will discuss 2 copies of the representation of the design shall be submitted. Additional representations you have to give in the duplicate, even once you are filing through e-filing. In duplicate, because there are the certain view you have to submit it. 2 copies of the representation of design shall be submitted. Design applications may be filed personally or by the applicant or through an agent. If the application is filed through agent or legal practitioner, power of attorney shall be submitted along with the applications. It is mandatory that you have to submit the power of attorney. And once you are handling the applications of the design, first of all, you have to take a power of attorney from that particular person's. Power of attorney is in the prescribed Form 21. So you should be very cautious about that before filing an application, you have to take the power of attorney. And power of attorney has to be duly signed by the person who is authorizing you, and it has also be signed by you. I will show the power of attorney as well. Like you can see the power of attorney. It is visible to all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, it is visible to us. Yes, sir, you are.
Kindly see, this is the power of attorney. Power of attorney to agent under Design Act 2000. Of course, once you will create your attorney, there should be some attorney code will be generated. And once the attorney code will be generated, then you have to mention your attorney code number, proprietor's code number, authorizations. Then you have to write under which class you are applying the design, the class name, the person who is authorizing you, the name and his address. If it is a company, then the company registered under the Companies Act, having his office so and so. If it is the individual, then the individual name, father name and his address. Then to whom it is being authorized, suppose it is authorized to us, our firm, then all those communications, this is the very important that all this communication, this application may be sent to the following address in India. This address has to be mentioned and this address has to be in India, and the date, and it has to be signed by the persons who is authorizing you. So this is the power of attorney. So you have to look into what is the power of attorney and how. Please mute yourself. This is the power of attorney I have already shown. It is observed that a large number of the applications are filed by the agents, legal practitioners without a power of attorney. Such discrepancies cause undue delay in the disposal of the applications and may amount to the unnecessary harassment of the applicant. If the power of attorney was not submitted along with the application, the same shall be submitted within a month from the date of the filing. If it is not submitted at the time of the filing of the applications, then you have to submit it within 1 month with the prescribed form. Priority document, we have already discussed what is the priority document. If you are in the convention center, convention countries, then you have to file an application claiming your priority. Representation sheet, this is a very important part of the debt design, Form 1 and representation sheet. You have to kindly look into the very carefully. The representation sheet of an article needs to be prepared diligently and shall be filed along with the applications in duplicate. It has to be filed in duplicate. Design rules requires that the 4 copies of the representation shall be filed along with the applications. However, as the records are digitalized and processed electronically, 2 copies of the representation shall suffice. At least there should be some 2 copies. Once you are filing in the hard copy, then it was required as the 4 copies. But now you are filing through electronic mode, then it is required only 2 copies of that particular application has to be filed. Representation means exact presentation of the article for which registration is sought. Representation may contain more than one page. Representation shall be exactly similar drawing, photographs, whatever your design is. You have to take the photographs first. Drawings, photographs, testing including computer graphics are a specimen of the design. Whatever the design you want to apply, then it has to be taken very clearly. Representation shall be prepared on white A4 size paper 2 into 10 mm into so and so of durable quality, but not on the cardboard and only on one side of the paper. It has to be prepared in A4 size and one side of paper, not in the back to back. It is also it has to be very clearly in your mind. The figures shall be placed in the upright positions on the sheet. Each figure shall be designated clearly. Means whatever the design you want to register, there should be some 4 types of the view: perspective view, front view, side view, and top view. There should be some from 4 sides. You have to take a photographs, and these photographs should be very clear so that we can whatever you want to register design, your design should be very clear. A statement of the novelty and disclaimer, and apart from that, the statement of the novelty and disclaimer, if any, respect of the mechanical actions, trademark, word, letter, numeral should be endorsed on each representation sheet. Novelty means your design is entirely new, and disclaimer that you are not violating any provisions of the law. This should be very clearly mentioned. The name of the applicant shall be mentioned in the left-hand corner of the representation sheet. On the left-hand corner, the name of the person who is applying has to be mentioned. Total number of seats and seat number shall be mentioned in the right-hand top corner of the representation sheet in Arabic numerals. Once there are the 3 seats, then you have to mention the right-hand side. There are the 2 seats, or there are 2 pages. The relevant parameter is the shape and not the size of the article. What is the design? You have to focus on what is the design. It should be very clear. The trademark, words, letter, numerals are not essence of the design. They shall be removed from the representation sheet specific. Where there are essence of the designs, a disclaimer shall be given in the representation sheet disclaiming any right to their exclusive use. Non-exclusive of this disclaimer will result in office objections and resultant delay. No extraneous matter or the background shall appear in the representation sheet. A background is considered neutral as long as design is clearly. I will also show what is the representation sheet. Kindly see, I am just taking an example because you are doing and applying for the design. So we are also showing the examples. This is the additional representations. I will also show form 1 through online representations. This is the additional representations. It has to be in the duplicate. Name of the applicant. I've already told you that name of the applicant, it has to be in the left-hand side. Here you have to write the name of the applicant. Here you have to write number of the seats. How many seats you are annexing. Number of the seats is 2, seat number 1. This is the perspective view. Your design should be very clear. Your photograph should be very clear. What you want to register a design, your design should be very clear, and photographs should be very clear. Perspective view, once this design and photographs is not very clear, then there is certainly 100% objection will be raised by the examiner. Perspective view, side view, and this novelty and disclaimer. 2 things has to be mentioned in this additional representation sheet. Novelty resides in the shape, configuration, and surface ornamentation of the spoon as illustrated. Means these are designs, are the new designs. You are not copying it from anyone. No claim is made by, then disclaimer, no claim is made by virtue of this registration in respect of any mechanical or other action of the mechanism, whatever in respect of any mode or principle of construction of the article. No claim is made by virtue of the registration to any right to the exclusive use of the words, letters, numbers, color combination of trademarks as appearing in the representations. Novelty and disclaimer, both you have to be mentioned. And there should be 2 seats. Another seat is top view, bottom view. Again, the name of the applicant, number of the seats, and disclaimer, novelty and disclaimer. And here it has to be signed, properly signed by the applicant. So this is the additional representation. I have also already shown power of attorney, additional representation. Then you will proceed further. Classification of the designs. You have to look into what are the classes. Class 1 to 31 classified into, for the purpose of registration, the articles are classified into 31 classes and miscellaneous class 39. Means there are the 31 classes and one other class is the miscellaneous class, class 99. The appropriate clause shall be clearly identified with reference to the third schedule and shall be mentioned in the Form 1. In case of any ambiguity, the controller may decide the same if necessary in consultation with the applicant. Once you file an application, then you have to clearly mention the address. Address for the service in India shall be given in every person in any proceeding under the Act. Any change in the address for the service of the registered design shall be affected by filing Form 22 with the, if any change in address, then you have to file a particular form with the controller of design. Whatever the living and service of the documents, all those documents will be served in your address. Once you are filing Form 1, once you are filing the representations, power of attorney, everything you have filed, then your application will be processed. And how it will be processed? Initial processing of the applications, once the application will be received, then very particular small things will be looked into. On receipt of the application, the office records the date, serial number to the applications. Once and when the application will be received, the office of the controller and patent and design records the date, serial number to the application. This serial number upon registration becomes the registration number of the design. Whatever the serial number would be, there should be some serial number will be given, and that serial number would yield the number of the registration of your design. If the representation in such form that the design cannot be visualized, representation sheet received by fax applications shall be not be allotted. If there is a certain discrepancy in that particular applications, then the application number will not be allotted and objections will be raised. Yes, this is an objection, you should remove that objections. Examination and registration of the design. The application for registration of the design is referred by the controller design to an examiner of the design for conducting examinations. Applications and the documents satisfy the formal requirements, and when such design is applied to an article is registrable under the provision of Design Act 2001. Formality check pass. First of all, the examiner will look into application is in prescribed format, prescribed fee has been paid, name, address, nationality, address of the service, declarations, novelty, power of attorney, everything in the proper form. This is the first formality check, and this formality check is over. Then if it is in case of the reciprocity applications, then you have to file your reciprocity prior document from the concerned authority. You have to take the certified copy from the concerned authority. Yes, you have already filed that application in that particular place. That document has to be annexed with that particular Form 1. It has to be looked into. The application was filed by the same applicant. If not, whether the assignment document has been filed. Once you are assigning, then the assignment document has to be properly filed. Such an application shall proceed and substantive examinations only after the compliance of the objections. The applicant may comply with the deficiency with 3 months from the date. Once there is an objection is raised, then you have to reply of those objections within 3 months from the date of the receiving of applications. The applicant may comply with the deficiency within 3 months from the date of communication of the statement of the objections or responded to the objections, failing which application shall be treated as withdrawn. Once you are not filing an objection within 3 months, then it will be treated as withdrawn. Applicant wishes to contest the objections, he may respond to the objections clearly indicating the reasons. It has to be within 3 months. Thereupon, the controller shall give a hearing and matter shall be decided accordingly. Once you have responded it and your examiner is not satisfied from your response, then the hearing will be fixed and you have to attend the hearing. Once you are not attending the hearing, then you will be proceeded ex parte and your matter will be dismissed. In case of any decision adverse of the applicant, the controller shall issue a speaking order. In view of the above, it is desirable that the applicant agent shall be diligent enough to comply with the formal requirements. Then it has to be substantive examinations is carried out to determine whether the design under the consideration is design under the new, original, prejudice to the public order or morality, prejudice to the security of India. What is the prejudice to the public morality, and what is the you have to look into the public order or morality, and you have to prejudice to the security of India. Then you will look into what is the public order and morality and security of India. An application for registration of design is not registrable if it is contrary to the public order and morality. If it is contrary to the public order and morality, it will not be registered. And if it is also security of, if it is, there is a, for the purpose of this provision, the expression security of India means any action necessary for the security of India which relates to the application of any design registered under this act to any article used for war or applied directly or indirectly for the purposes of the military establishment or for the purpose of war or other emergency in the international relations. If there is a violation of the any security of India, then it will not be registered. Once the examination will be conducted, then the examiner will file a report to the controller of design, and controller of design will consider it. If it is registrable, then it will be registered. Once the application is registered, it is published. Once the examiner has examined and sent it to the controller of design, and controller of design is considered to be fit for the registration of the design, then it will be registered. Once the application is registered, it will be published in the Patent Office General ordinarily within 1 month. Once it is registered, then it will be published in the Patent Office General ordinarily within 1 month. The registration number is the same as the application number. The date of registration of ordinary application is the date of the filing of the, when you have filed the application. Suppose if it is filed in 2011 and if it is registered in 2013, then your application is valid from 2011 onwards. The date of registration of an ordinary application is the date of the filing of the application. In case of the reciprocity application, the date of the registration is the date of filing of application in the convention country. Once you are applied in the convention country 6 months earlier, then from that date, then your registration will be valid. Register of designs, your design will be registered. Once your design is registered, then it will be maintained in the register of the design, which is with the patent controller of patent and design. Your name, address, proprietary registration number, and all those things. And then once it is registered, then the certificate of the registration. Upon registration, the controller issues certificate of registration to the proprietor of the design. The certificate is sent by the registered post to the address for service. No hand delivery of the certificate of registration is allowed. Now it is online process is available, then it may be reflected through online. Otherwise, it has to be delivered through only registered post. The proprietor shall have copyright in the design for 10 years. And once it is registered, it is valid for the 10 years. And after 10 years, you can renew it for further 5 years. The period of the 10 years can be extended by 5 years if the registered proprietor applies for the extension in the prescribed manner. Then it is once registered, then it is valid for the 10 years and for further extension of the further 5 years. This is thanks to all of you for this is the theoretical portions. And now we will cover the practical portions, how we will apply and how we will do the needful. If there is any query, then ask. Otherwise, you will proceed further. Please, my learned friends. Is there query by anyone? No? Am I audible? Not audible?
Sir, you are audible. I think you have explained everything so carefully that we have understood everything. You may proceed
Okay.
now.
Okay, then you can type in chat box, yes, proceed further.
Please, sir,
Now, the practical portions, kindly look into the very carefully, practical portions. The name of the website is ipindia.nic.in, ipindia.gov.in. Yes, this is the website of the IPR, trademark, design, patent, geographical indications. Then you will go on the comprehensive e-filing. Here is the comprehensive e-filing. Then you will go for the e-filing designs. Here. Yes. First of all, for filing through medium of electronic mode, you have to create your login ID and password. And for creating the login ID and password, here is the option is available, new user sign up. You will sign up here. Type of the applicant, you can put here natural person, agent, advocate. If you are an advocate, then here you can type advocate. Then all those details will be open. Select you want to register with electronic signature or digital signatures. You may choose either electronic signature or digital signatures. Here, suppose if you are choosing the digital signatures, then all those details as digital signatures. If you add the digital signatures, your digital signatures will be there. Then you can create your user ID. Whatever the user ID you want to create, you can put it in writing anything, like as whatever the name you RO. Password you can RO@123 G type password. Then you can enter your bar council registration number, advocate name, registered with the name with the bar council, in which bar council you are registered, maybe Gujarat, Bihar, Delhi, UP, whatever the place. Then you can put it in the writing. Suppose you are in Delhi. Then you will go for the preview. And once all those informations will be filled up, then it is show the submit. Once you will submit it, your user ID and password will be created. So once the user ID and password will be created, then you can use your user ID and password. Here, suppose my user ID and password is, I will put the password. You can also show in whatever the captcha showing. Then you will log in. Once you will log in, then this will be shown. Quick form filings, all forms, new application, form 16, miscellaneous forms, form history, payment submissions. Then once you are filing the new applications, then here you will file the new application. Once you will file the new application, first of all, you will show the IDC class, under which class you want to file a reply. I have already covered in the theoretical portion. There are the 31 classes, 1 to 31. Here it is showing 32 classes. Means 99 class is no more is showing in here. There are the 32 classes is showing, and you have to choose. It may be from the, or maybe food stuff, maybe photographics, maybe printing, whatever your business or whatever your design is. You can select out of one from 32. Maybe application type. There are the two types of the applications are showing. We have already covered in the theoretical portions. There is the ordinary applications, and there is another convention. Convention means priority applications, reciprocatory applications. We have already discussed. Means once you are already registered with in any convention country, then you are having the priority over the of that particular registration over other proprietor of that particular design. Then your name should be clearly mentioned here. Suppose I'm taking an example that I will show you properly how it can work. Select, suppose if it is ordinary, name of the applicant. Suppose if it is, I can take my name. What is the address? You can put an address, New Delhi. Applicant country, it may be India, of course. I'm taking an example, and I would like to explain how we will file the application form. This is the form 1, and it has to be very clearly filed. Applicant address means it has to be mentioned the entire address, whatever so that the letter can be communicated to you. States, first applicant, maybe Delhi. nationality, India. Add other complaints. If you want to, I've already discussed this, joint application can also be filed. If you want to file an application with my name, with another name also, here you can place, and also applicant type, natural person, applicant name, means suppose you can put it in on the Sushil, nationality, maybe India, address, you have to fill the full address, PIN code. What are the mandatory forms you have to put into? Email ID, suppose if it is country, India, state, Delhi. Add. It is added here. Another person name. If you want to add article, then you can add articles to 1 undergarments. There is no priority date. Once there is a priority date, then you have to mention the priority date. Application number in priority date, application name in the priority date. If there is no priority, you have filled the ordinary applications, then there is no priority. Applicant type, it is natural person. There is no previously. If any the previous you have already registered in any previous classes, then you have to mention here. You have already registered with so and so classes under so and so. Registration number and class under which class. Address, then again you have to put an address. Email ID. Mobile number. And then it is so, what is the fee? Fee will already be so for the if it is individual for 1,000. Once it is a small entity, here it is shown the type of the applicant. It may be the natural person, other than natural person, small entity and startup. Once it is a natural person, then fee is 1,000. A small entity for a startup, this is fee is also 1,000. But other than natural person, then the fee is 4,000. Accordingly, this is the declarations. We will save it. Once it is saved, then it will show that you have to upload the documents. Here you can upload the documents. It is showing Form 24. One, you are the convention country or small. Once you are from the small entity, then you have to file Form 24 as well. You have to upload here Form 24, a small entity. Otherwise, other documents, that is power of attorney and additional representations. Here is the power of attorney, additional representations, priority document, if any. All those documents will be uploaded. And once all those documents will be uploaded, then here the form will show, yes, so it submit. And thereafter, it will be so that you can pay the fees. So once you will pay the fees, this Form 1 will be uploaded and it will go for the examinations. And thereafter, the examiner will examine that applications. And if there is any discrepancy, then he will update you that there is a certain discrepancy. And you have to remove those objections, and whatever the objections, you have to remove it within 3 months from the date of the receiving that applications. And once examiner is not satisfied from your reply, then certainly he will fix the date for the hearing. And whatever the date will be fixed, it has to be in the Kolkata, because only one office dealing with the design applications. You have to appear at the Kolkata, and after appearing, if it is satisfied from your appearance and arguments that yes, it has to be registered, then he will pass an order that yes, it has to be registered. And once it is not satisfied with your arguments, then it may be dismissed. So your application will go on. Here you can form history. You can also see the form history. All the drafted forms are discarded forms. These forms are the drafted forms, and this is the discarded forms. Whatever the forms, it will shown. Thereafter, the payment submissions. Once there is a certain payment you have to make, then you have to make a payment here, and you can make a payment from payment history, payment submissions. If there is a pending showing something, then all those other details are there. If you want to file the certified copy in form number 15, here is the form number 15, request for the certified copy. You can take a certified copy after filing an application and appropriate fee. And here is the form 16, application for the certified copy of the registered design. You can file an application for the certified copy of the registered design. Yes, all my learned friends are getting my point? Yes or no? Am I audible? Not audible? Yes, are all of you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
At least say something yes, so that yes, I am saying something and my learned friends who have joined this is getting my point. Yes, then all those applications are filed. It will be examined, and after the examinations, your examiner is satisfied that yes, your application is to be registered. It will be recommending their report to the controller of design, and certainly controller of design will register your applications, and thereafter, once it is registered, then it will be advertised in the published in the journal, and thereafter you will get a certificate. These all are the theoretical and practical portions I have tried to cover through design, registration of design under the Design Act. And after post registrations, there are the certain formalities that once it is expired after 10 years, then you have to you have to apply for the renewal for further 5 years. So friends, this is all about that how to register a design under Design Act. If any query from our learned friends, then certainly they can ask. Is there any query? Please on your videos, please, so that I can see some beautiful faces.
सर इसके लिए अगर हमें अलग से कोड लेना पड़ेगा कि एज एन एडवोकेट हम ऐसे भी अपना रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, आपको लॉगिन तो करना ही पड़ेगा ना।
जी,
आपको लॉगिन करके ही, वंस यू आर एन एडवोकेट, तो आपको लॉगिन करना पड़ेगा। आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने के लिए आपको एक कोड जनरेट होगा, तभी ना कोड जनरेट हुए आप नहीं कर सकते हैं। कोड जनरेट होगा, उसमें आईडी पासवर्ड आपको मिलेगा, फिर आईडी पासवर्ड सेट करेंगे, उसके बाद ही हो पाएगा।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू। Yes, Miss Susmita Kumari, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any query? You got my point, how to register a design?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is there any query? I request to persons who have also joined this group, please drop your email ID and telephone number so that we can also get in touch with you and also share certificates with you. Ms. Susmita, please drop your email ID and telephone number. Yes, anyone, please. Yes, Mr. Abhay.
Yes, sir.
Is there any query? Now you can discuss something for only 2-3 minutes.
So as of now, I do not have any query. अगर कुछ मेरे को प्रॉब्लम आते तो I will definitely get back to you.
Please, thank you. Miss Pooja. और किसी की कोई क्वेरी है? चलिए ठीक है, फिर तो अब इसका जो है जो पोस्ट रजिस्ट्रेशन का पार्ट रहता है कि अगर एक बार डिजाइन रजिस्टर हो गया, इसको डिजाइन रजिस्टर के होने के बाद क्या क्या और ऑब्जेक्शन आ सकते हैं, इसमें रिमूवल के लिए आ सकता है, रेक्टिफिकेशन के लिए आ सकता है, तो वो सब चीज़ों पे हम फिर आगे डिस्कस करेंगे कि उसको कैसे कवर किया जाए। उसमें अगर रेक्टिफिकेशन के लिए आता है तो फिर उसका काउंटर भी जो है हमें फाइल करना होता है। काउंटर कितने दिन में फाइल होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए, इसके लिए क्या प्रोसेस है, कौन से फॉर्म प्रेस्क्राइब्ड हैं, अगर आपने कोई एडिशनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स फाइल करना है तो उसके लिए क्या फॉर्म्स प्रेस्क्राइब्ड हैं, we will discuss in detail in the another sessions, because 1 hour only we have to discuss it about the how to register a design and how to get a certificate. We have discussed in elaborately discussed, and probably all of my learned friends who have joined this program enlightened. Probably it was, I will try to make everything clear. Even though if it is not clear, then my email ID, mobile number, everything is there. You can also join us with the Vidya Vijay Foundations. This program is conducted in every second and fourth Saturday every month. Any of one of friends wants to join, please, most welcome, they can join. And certainly we'll try our level best to deliver something knowledgeable. And of course, whatever the 1 hour you have given, I'm so thankful to all of you for your 1 hour, very valuable time. Thanks. Yes, Ms. Aska.
So it was a very wonderful session and it was very helpful in learning a lot. I stand here today as proud and grateful to express my heartfelt thanks to all those who have made this session possible. I would like to start by thanking Vidya Vijay Foundation, who have always been supportive and encouraged us to strive for excellence. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Dr. Nityanand Singh, who have been our guiding lights, imparting wisdom and knowledge to us and nurturing our talents. Their unwavering support has been instrumental in our growth and development. I would like to express my appreciation to our guests who have taken time out of their busy schedules to grace this occasion with their presence. Your presence has added an extra spark to this session and made it even more special. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. सभी साथियों को नमस्कार। फिर अगले सेशन में मिलेंगे 4 सैटरडे को। धन्यवाद।